I was scrolling through TikTok hair videos the other day, as I do, and I came across this. What is this about? Oh, the Denman brush, the classic styling brush that I got in my hair kit in hairdressing school. I have used the Denman brush to do a smooth, straight blowout that, because of the ventilated plastic bristles, is very quick to execute. But recently, it's had a user makeover. It's now being used and going viral as the brush for curly hair. This 80-year-old brand that hasn't really changed much from its original design is now being reinvented as a different type of tool. How freaking cool is that? Truthfully, I've never tried it because my hair isn't that curly. It is 100% wavy and absolutely not spirally. So after watching hours of these videos, I was left with a question. Does this trendy technique work on wavy hair that's not that curly? And could it even potentially make our wavy hair, the girls in the world with wavy hair, could it make their hair and my hair look curlier? We're about to find out. Let's go. So as you can see, my hair is absolutely wavy. There's no spiral curl. The crazy thing though with wavy hair is that if you know how to work with it, and you know how to diffuse, how to scrunch it, and how to apply your products, you can get a gorgeous result. And I showed you a video on how to do that before. So I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description box below, because that's really going to help you if you have hair that dries super frizzy. It's never smooth or nice when it air dries and you're not sure why. It's likely because your hair is just really wavy and you don't know how to style it. The first step in styling wavy or textured hair is to make sure that the hair is extremely wet. Your hair needs to be pretty much soaked. If it is dry at all, especially if you don't have defined curls, if you just have waves like me, you need the hair to be wet so that you can manipulate the shape of it before you start diffusing. Now that my hair is wet, I can start marinating it with curly hair products. It's really important when working with curly or wavy hair that you are using curly hair products. This product that I'm going to be using is by a company called Keratin. I really like their curly line. It works quite well on my hair texture. I have a pretty decent amount of hair density, but my individual strands are really fine. So I have very fine strands, but like a medium level of thickness. I like to start by using a leave-in conditioner, especially because I have highlighted hair and the bleach has really done a number to it. And then I go in with my curly gel. Now you can see when my hair is brushed out that it looks like it's straight. Wavy hair that's not up in the curlier levels really do seem straight when it's wet and brushed out. So right now you would just think that I have straight hair and you would likely blow it out or whatever. But you can get amazing hair if you take the time to learn how to style it. And you will know if your hair is wavy if it air dries really frizzy and unruly, or if you straighten it and you hit some humidity or any type of water in the air and it gets really frizzy and puffy. That is like a dead giveaway that your hair is actually wavy and not straight. All right, let's pull up TikTok now. Let's see what they do.
Today, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Denman brush. I have the D3 7 row. This really helps define your curls and separate your curls into curl clumps. First, I'm going to show you how to brush coil. You take your brush like this, put the hair at the base of the brush, and just start turning and watch it come down the handle. And there you go.
Truthfully, this was a little bit of a learning curve. I got it wrong quite a few times. I wasn't sure what I was doing wrong. I was getting my hair caught in the brush, but I quickly learned that you have to tilt the handle of the brush up. because you have to spiral the hair around the handle, and the only real way to do that is if you tilt the handle of the brush up. As soon as I got that, it really started to work. It's almost borderline shocking because my hair is not curly. I am getting perfectly defined ringlets, and when I tried finger coiling my hair before, I never ever got these results. So that is pretty impressive. Another thing to make note of is that you want to brush your hair about 90 degrees from your head. You don't want to brush down and collapse your volume. You want to brush up and spiral so that you get lift right at the root. Now, if you look at this part of my hair that I haven't done yet versus the hair that I have used the Denman brush on, there is a substantial difference. I am actually shocked because being someone that does not have curly hair, you saw my hair, it's not super curly. Just going through my hair with the brush in this way has given me ringlets. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because we haven't diffused yet, so let's do that next. But there is a substantial difference doing this versus just scrunching. Just scrunching gives me a really disorganized wave, which is fine and really pretty anyways, but this really is giving me curls like it would if I actually had a really curly hair texture, which I do not. Let's diffuse. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip my hair upside down and I'm going to scrunch just to really get that texture into my hair. The first technique that I always use is a hover diffuse, where I go on high heat, high speed, and I hover the blow dryer around my entire head until I get it significantly drier, probably 60, even 70% drier. I do this by hover diffusing. I start by doing it with my head upside down, and as I get drier, I start flipping my hair from side to side and hover diffusing that way. Once I've gotten my hair to a much drier state, that's when I go in and I pump the dryer into my hair a little bit. You have to be really careful when you do this step because you can start getting a lot of frizz. Sometimes I don't even do this and I just hover diffuse, but if I want to break the curls up a little bit and get even more volume, then I go ahead with this technique. When my hair is 100% dry, that's when I take my hands and I just scrunch out the crunch. I'm just breaking up that cast so that my hair doesn't look hard. It looks really nice and soft and wavy. A few hours have now passed. I don't like diffusing my hair to the 100% dry mark because I tend to get a lot of frizz if I do that. So I always diffuse it to about the 90% dry mark and then I let it air dry. So it's been a couple of hours. You can see it is completely dry now. I have to tell you that the Denman brush technique does work and works exceptionally well. I did not expect it to work on wavy hair, truthfully. I was gonna tell you that this really only works when you are defining an already pre-existing coil pattern, but that is not the case. I really did get a substantial amount of definition. Now you're probably wondering, you know, all of this takes a long time. How long did it take? For me, it added about 10 to 15 minutes on my curly hair routine, and that is a large part because I was learning how to do it. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I wasn't keeping the brush handle in the right position. As soon as I figured that out, it really did start going a lot faster. I think if you do this every time you do your curly hair routine, it will probably take you an extra 5 to 10 minutes depending on your density. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you next week. Bye.